Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. This is the first Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition Twitch broadcast. We're really excited to have you all here tonight with us. My name's Martin. I'm one of the community team members here at Dovetail Games. If you've been on our forums or our Facebook page or Twitter, chances are you probably talked to me at some point. Joining me tonight, we have Aimee, who's the brand manager for.
Hi, y'all.
You're our brand manager for our flight simulator projects.
Yes.
And over in the chat room, we have Jay. Say hi, Jay. He's typing away right now. He's a bit camera shy, but he is there. We've got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about tonight. We're going to be touching upon some of the work we've been doing with our third-party partners. We will be taking a look at a forthcoming update for FSX. And we're going to be answering a whole host of questions we've had come in over the last few days.
Exciting stuff.
It is, and we've got a few little announcements to make along the way.
That's right.
As we go along, if you have any questions, just stick them in the chat, and Jay will get those to us at the end, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. Likewise, if you're having any issues with the sound, you need to speak up or anything, just let us know, and we'll do our best to adjust things on the fly. So, Aimee.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
It's great to have you. So, you're the brand manager for our flight simulator projects.
Correct.
It's a great job title.
It's an amazing job.
But what is the job? What exactly is it that you do?
Being brand manager, I do a little bit of a lot. Basically, I work with the development team. I work with the marketing and community teams, the retail team as well, to kind of make sure we're all unified and focused on what we're supposed to be doing, and of course, helping to lead the way.
Great. So, do you have much experience with FSX? Have you played it much before you joined us here at Dovetail?
Yeah, I've been an active member of the flight simulation community for the past few years, so I'm very familiar with FSX.
So, if I'm going to put you on the spot now and I say, what's your favorite aircraft in the game? What are you going to say?
Oh God, I have to pick one.
Yes, just one. You can have just one.
All right, I'm a big Airbus fan, so I'll go with the A320.
Oh, the Airbus, so the big ones.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite end. I like the small ones. I like the light aircraft, so things like the Arrow and the Cherokee.
Yeah, I mean, light aircraft are a lot of fun to fly as well.
They're about my skill level, so I can just about manage those. Airbus, I'd be lost.
I don't know, some of the light aircraft can be quite challenging as well.
They can, that's true, actually. I've had a few awkward moments.
Yeah.
So, while we got you here, we thought we'd take the opportunity to put to you some of the most common questions we get asked.
Okay.
We see a lot of the same questions come up time and time again on Facebook and Steam and on Twitter, and we thought, who better to ask than Aimee?
Go for it.
So the most common question we get asked is, what exactly is FSX Steam Edition? How is it different from the box version? Where does Dovetail fit into all of this?
Dovetail Games is the distributor for FSX Steam Edition, and FSX Steam Edition includes the Deluxe Pack, the Acceleration Pack, and both service packs. So you're getting a lot of content in one easy to install.
Okay, so it's essentially a re-release of the Gold Edition.
Exactly.
And when we brought FSX to Steam, we did make a few changes to optimize it for the Steam platform.
Yeah, in order to optimize it for the Steam platform, we brought multiplayer back, as that had been dormant, I guess.
It was based on the old GameSpy system, which
Yeah,
got shut down.
exactly. And we've also optimized it for Windows 8.
Okay, so it's really taking advantage of the features that the Steam platform offers and making sure it runs on modern hardware.
Exactly.
So other than that, though, it remains the game that players know and love.
Yes.
When we first announced that we were going to bring in FSX to Steam, we also announced that we were going to start work on a brand new flight simulator.
Yes.
Now, we've been a bit quiet about this, and I know we still can't say an awful lot, but what can you tell us?
We are building our own flight simulator based on Microsoft Flight technology, and we're expecting that at some point next year.
See, you're not telling us much.
No.
Go on, can you give us anything else?
That's pretty much it for now. I don't want to say anything too early, but
your lips are staying sealed.
Exactly.
I tried my best, but she's not saying anything. Okay, So the first thing we want to cover is some of the work we've been doing with our third-party partners.
Yes.
When we brought FSX back to Steam, we were really keen to partner with as many developers as possible and to bring their add-on content to Steam to give players choice.
Yep, that's still our goal.
So we've really been doing that on 3 levels. So we've been bringing existing content to Steam, and we've been bringing some new content to Steam, and we're looking to expand that even further.
Yes.
And I think we're going to have a look at some of that stuff tonight and just briefly touch upon what we've been up to.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Where are we going to start?
We're going to go start with the Carenado that we released this week.
That was this week's release.
Yes.
And that's another Piper, so it follows on from the Cherokee and the Arrow.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's another great add-on by Carenado. It's the PA32 Saratoga 301 SP.
Which is a real mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great product. The add-on includes both 2 and 3 propeller variants. You also get 3 liveries and 1 blank paint scheme. And also the propeller rip effects in there are quite good as well.
Okay, so that came out on Tuesday, so that's available now on Steam if you want to go check that one out. We mentioned that we're bringing some new content to Steam as well.
Yes.
And we've been working with Jane.
Yes, Jane Rachel Whitaker.
Yes, she's been creating some mission packs for us.
Yeah, the most recently we released last week, Cargo Crew. Before that it was Dangerous Approaches. Cargo Crew, I'm quite excited about this one. It includes 20 missions featuring the DC-3, quite challenging, but also some easier ones as well. A lot of it involves working against the clock, and they also feature co-pilot voiceovers by Angel Heaven Lee.
Which is actually her real name. We've been asked this a lot, but
yes, that is her real name.
Angel is her real name. I've had a try at this. There's a mission where one of your engines fails.
Yes.
It didn't work out well for me.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite missions is where you find a ship sending out a distress signal, and you have to find it by its last known coordinates and drop aid supplies.
Okay, well, I haven't tried that one, so.
Yeah, that one's quite a doozy.
Maybe I'll give that one a go, see if I get on any better.
I fully recommend it.
So that's a couple of the most recent things we've brought out. And I believe we're going to talk about something new.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to announce that we're bringing Aerosoft's F-16 Falcon to FSX Steam Edition. The aircraft itself is a multi-role jet fighter built by General Dynamics for the US Air Force, and the add-on includes 3 variants, which are the F-16A, F-16AM, and F-16C.
So this is something really different to what we've done so far. We've brought some mission packs, we brought some kind of historical aircraft, some light aircraft. Now we've got a fighter jet. Yeah,
it's a fun one as well. You can do vertical climbs, and it's capable of altitudes of 50,000 feet. So
it looks great. We've got some screenshots there on the screen showing some of the different liveries and some of the pictures of the jet in action. Really looking forward to getting our hands on that one.
Yes.
So that's all of the kind of content we've recently brought out. That's some of the new content we're bringing out. But I think we've got a brand new partnership we can talk about too.
Yes, as of this week, we've partnered with Orbx. So Orbx do high quality scenery for FSX. So I'm looking very much forward to bringing their add-ons to Steam.
It's certainly something we've been asked a lot about, if we're going to partner with Orbx, if we're going to be bringing some of their content to the Steam platform, and yes, we are.
Yeah, we're very pleased about this one.
So yes, we've got offline mode coming. What else can we expect?
We also have some multiplayer fixes, some stability updates, and we've also added some fixes for the terrain.dll crashes that have been affecting some players. So
yeah, absolutely, that's something else we've seen reported. A lot of players saying that wasn't quite working right, so we've optimized that now.
Yes.
And again, having taken part in the beta, I know a lot of players have been saying they've been running it for 48 hours straight and not had any issues at all. So I'm not sure I want to fly for 48 hours.
You can speed up time in the sim.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the answer. That's a long flight.
Yeah, definitely.
So we don't have an exact release date for you at the moment. We are expecting to bring it out very, very soon. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, as they say.
Exactly. I mean, as soon as it's available, we'll let you guys know.
And it will be available through Steam automatically.
Yes.
So what will happen is your Steam client will tell you need to install an update. It will download it for you, and it will do it all automatically.
Yeah.
So when that comes out, we'll be announcing that across our Facebook page, Twitter, all the regular places.
Yeah, and also on FSXinsider.com.
Absolutely, we'll have full patch notes up there with all the details about what's changed and what hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Right, so questions. We've got lots and lots and lots of questions we've got coming. I've got pages of them. So we're going to do our best to answer as many as we possibly can. As I said, if you've got a question yourself, let us know in the chat box, and we'll do our best to answer those as we go along. First off, we'd like to say we have got players from around the world, all over the world. It amazes us, actually, the people we've got playing and talking to us through our community sites. So we're going to do our very best to try and pronounce your names, but if we get them wrong, we are sorry. So let's get that out the way to start with. So straight in, we're going to talk about language. So I've got Lewis, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who asked us on Facebook, are you planning for releasing FSX in other languages? And then I've got Max Mix on the Steam forums who asked a very similar question. So is this going to be a Spanish version?
The short answer is no, unfortunately. With the way FSX Steam Edition works, different languages would require multiple product releases for each language. And that would take up quite a bit of time and also quite a bit of space. So it's not something we're looking to do at the moment.
Yeah, as most people know, FSX Steam Edition is based on a historical product, on the original FSX.
Yes.
And the way that was designed and coded was that it's not just a simple case of dropping a brand new language file in there or a new localization. You'd have to actually produce a whole brand new version of the simulator. So you'd end up with a French version and a German version, which I believe is what Microsoft did to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're concentrating on stability.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, I mean, we know that lots of players are asking for different languages, and we are looking at those options. But at the moment, it's not something we're going to be addressing. Great. So we've already touched a bit on this one. I've got Emil on Facebook and Mark also on Facebook who wants to know if we're going to be releasing a new flight simulator, and is there any news on it? We've already gone over this a little bit. We can't really say too much, but yes, we are absolutely working on one.
Yeah, definitely. And also to clarify, it will be a Dovetail Games product based on Microsoft Flight technology. So
absolutely, we know we're getting lots of questions about these. We know people are keen to see it. We will get some information out to you just as soon as we can.
Yeah. We're just as excited for it as you are, don't worry.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably worse because we're sitting here knowing what it is and knowing what's coming, and we can't talk about it. So as soon as we can, we will do. Shrewsbury FC says, will Steam Workshop integration be added into FSX?
Steam Workshop integration will not be added into FSX at this time. As I said before, our focus is mainly on stability at the moment. Any new features will manifest themselves in a new product.
Okay. Cheetah Wolf, also on the Steam forum, says, will you be upgrading the graphics engine or adding any more aircraft to the game?
Dovetail Games is acting as the distributor for Microsoft Flight Simulator Steam Edition, so we won't be adding anything to the core sim, and that includes aircraft as well, and includes improvements to the graphics cards. But we are working with as many third-party parties as possible to get aircraft add-ons onto Steam and available to you guys as soon as possible.
Absolutely. As we said earlier, it's all about offering players choice.
Yeah.
And we're trying to partner with as many people as possible to do that. And new ones are joining all the time. So keep an eye out for announcements coming soon on that one. Uncle D on the Steam forums, he says the fact, I'm just going to summarize what he says here. He says he doesn't like the fact that you'll be forced to log into Steam when you load the game. He thinks it's unacceptable. You didn't have to do this in the original version. And he thinks it should be the same here on Steam. Well, that, as we said, is something that's been corrected in the new update.
Yeah. Once the update goes live, you'll be able to play FSX Steam Edition in offline mode.
Great.
So it's something we're very pleased about.
Yeah, absolutely. We know it's been asked for a long time now, and we're glad it's finally coming. So yeah, if that's a function you're interested in, then it's going to be there. Mikey TWC on the Steam forums. We've got lots of questions from Mikey. He was very keen. He says, "Do we plan on releasing new missions?" He's done all of the old missions, so he's obviously a keen player. He says he finds them a bit boring because he's done them hundreds of times. Any new missions coming into the core game?
We're not planning on adding any missions into the core simulator. However, we are working with third parties such as Jane Rachel Whittaker in order to bring new mission packs to FSX Steam Edition.
Okay, so not in the core sim, but we can expect to see some new mission packs and things in the future.
Oh, definitely. We have some really exciting things lined up.
Okay. Next up, Mikey says, again, this is a question we get asked a lot. Will we be adding the SDK to FSX, or will we look at creating our own SDK for FSX?
We are not looking at adding the SDK to FSX Steam Edition at this time. However, you can still get the SDK in FSX box version, and it is fully compatible with FSX Steam Edition. The one caveat to that being we can't offer support for the SDK.
Okay.
So it's there, it's out there, and you can still get it.
It's still available.
Yeah.
And finally, Mikey wants to know: will we provide our own version of SimConnect, or will we provide any sort of documentation to help people use SimConnect?
We will not be providing our own version of SimConnect. However, the update does include the latest version of SimConnect, so our players can stay current.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a lot of questions about SimConnect because it's used by add-ons. A lot of third-party developers use SimConnect, and a lot of add-on compatibility problems that have arisen is because people don't know what version of SimConnect to look for.
Yeah.
So something we are going to be adding in the new update is we're going to be adding XPack.
Yes.
Which is the code word or the short word for the SimConnect version that comes with the acceleration pack.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we want as many add-ons as possible to be compatible with FSX Steam Edition, so this is something we've ensured to make sure of.
Yeah, so going forward, we're going to support the XPack version of SimConnect, and we're going to support the latest version of SimConnect, which will be installed in the game as well. So that should supply stability for developers.
Yeah, definitely, and it's something we'll continue to keep our eye on as well.
Absolutely. As for the documentation, we're not going to be releasing any documentation about that, but we know there's some great guides and articles out there which the community has written. So we'd suggest you go check those out, Mikey. Sorry, just to recap where we were talking about Leon and Leon's question about commercial airlines and British Airways and such like.
Yeah.
So the upshot is, yes, we are working with some of these partners, some of these big names who will be bringing officially licensed aircraft to FSX in the future.
Yeah, definitely. On the subject of airliners as well, I mean, with the testing process and the wrapping process, airliners are more complex than light aircraft, so the testing process is longer, but we are working on it, we promise.
Yes, because a lot of people have been asking us, are we going to see some of these big aircraft in the game?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they're an integral part of the hobby, so.
So we can just expect to see some of those coming soon.
Yeah.
There we go. We hope that answers that for you, Leon. Harley FSX. He asks, will there be a 64-bit version of FSX? Again, it's another question we get asked a lot. He goes on to say, is it going to be anytime soon? What's the situation there?
Well, we won't be making any changes to FSX Steam Edition, as it were, content-wise. However, any changes in technology will manifest itself in future Dovetail products.
Yeah, we get asked a lot about 64 bits because technology's changed since the original version came out.
Oh, definitely.
And as much as we'd like to say it's just a case of we press a button, it goes through a process and comes out as 64-bit, it doesn't. It's a lot more complicated than that. So we were just finishing talking about 64-bit version of FSX. We've got some questions here from Mihai. I think that's how you pronounce your name. They ask, will there be any upgrades in the future to the core game to make it compatible with DX10 or 11?
Well, as I said, with the 64-bit, we're not planning to make any changes to the core of FSX Steam Edition. However, technological improvements will manifest themselves in future products.
Okay. So one of the challenges we face with FSX is not just the core game. There is a whole world of additional content out there, and modifications and add-ons and all sorts of bits and pieces. So
Of course.
we have to take those into considerations as well whenever we make changes.
Definitely.
Okay. Mine, Mineclot, I think that's how you pronounce that. He said, "Will you guys be buying Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator from Microsoft? They're not doing anything with it."
Unfortunately, the answer is no. However much fun that would be.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? No, it's not something we're concentrating on at the moment. We're firmly fixed on FSX Steam Edition.
Yes.
But who knows? Maybe at some point in the future, but not just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this broadcast to an end. We'd like to thank everyone that's joined us. If we haven't answered your question, if we haven't got to something you wanted to raise, we are sorry about that, but you can still get in touch with us.
Yeah, definitely through Steam forums, Facebook, Twitter, and fsxinsider.com.
Absolutely. We check those all the time, and we do our very best to answer as many questions as possible. Jay's also going to stick an email address up for you, so if you have any other questions, fire them into us, and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
thanks everyone that's joined us tonight. Again, we're very sorry for
y'all.
the problems that we had during the broadcast, but we appreciate you all being here.
All right. Thank you and good night.